Hello everyone, welcome back to my next video. Today's video is about how to tell if your angels can hear you. So whether you're praying or setting intentions or just having a friend-to-friend chit chat with your angels, this video is about 4 surefire ways to make sure that your angels can hear you loud and clear. So how can you tell that your angels do in fact hear you? You know from the previous videos I've done that the angels can always hear us. But there are several things that you may need to do first and several things that will help you ensure that they hear you when you want them to. But that's what the last videos were about. So hopefully you already know about that stuff. Because what we want to know about today is, do the angels let you know that they have heard you? And if so, how? The answer is yes. Yes, they do. So you're learning how to communicate with angels, and communication, even with celestial beings, is a two-way street. It goes back and forth. The angels will freely talk back to you. Their job, of course, like we've talked about before, is to listen to our prayers and to carry our prayers into heaven and make sure that they reach God's ears. But their other job as angels is to make sure that we receive God's messages for us. So it goes both ways. The word angel means, after all, messenger of God. So they deliver our messages to and from God. So yes, there are several ways you can tell and know for sure that your angels hear you loud and clear. So the first way you can easily tell when your angels have heard you is that you can feel it or sense it. So as you talk to your angels and right afterwards, you can tell that they are there and that they have been there by the way you feel and by what you sense around you and even within you. So it's really important to pay attention to your feelings, your intuition, your inner wisdom. You know and can sense much more than you think you can. Even if you think you have this mastered and you've been working a psychic ability for many, many years, you probably still have even more power because as human beings, we tend to doubt ourselves. But the most important thing is to learn to trust in those feelings. Not just that you have them, you have to trust them. It's those gut feelings, those instincts that you have. And if you don't trust them, at least a little bit, you're going to miss out a lot, especially when it comes to communicating with angels. So super important. When you want to ensure that your angels can hear you, if you're not sure, use your intuition. The angels will let you know and speak to you through your inner wisdom, and you have the power to hear that. Other things you might notice is feeling a warm sensation. Your cheeks might become flush, or your just body temperature goes up, or it just feels warm around you. You might also feel tingling somewhere in your body, a tingling sensation, or you just have a feeling, which is related to your intuition, but just have a feeling that your angels are there and they're letting you know that they hear you. Your muscles may also relax, and you may feel overcome by a sense of hope, of inspiration, of motivation, of that type of positive, uplifting feeling. And we'll talk a little more about that in a minute. But overall, what you'll likely feel, what you probably will feel, is better than you did before you talked to your angels. However, that might be emotionally, physically, psychologically, you just feel better. So when the angels are present, the vibrations around you will get much higher. And this creates a shift in the energy that's around you, a shift with the energy within you and outside of you. And this is why you feel a difference with all that stuff we just talked about in your body and around you. But you may also notice certain environmental changes, things that you feel that you see, that kind of stuff may also change, such as, colors may seem all of a sudden more vivid, more saturated, and more strong. Maybe even seeing more colors than you're used to seeing. The world can just seem more intense all around you. Colors, sounds, feelings, sensations, all of your five senses may seem a bit more intense. Or it can even feel like you're dreaming, as if things aren't quite real. You may also notice, certain smells, like the smell of roses is a very common smell when angels are around. Or you might see sparks of light that usually occur out of the corner of your eye. Sometimes those sparks of lights can be extremely bright, very obvious, and definitely very noticeable. So anything in your environment or around you or to do with your senses can significantly change, such as the temperature. It might feel warmer or cooler in the room, or the light may change, or you might feel like a cool or warm breeze is coming out of nowhere. Overall, you may just feel a flow between your energy and the energy around you as it all just becomes a bit more synced up. The angels come in and their vibrations are high, so that's going to affect the energy all around them, which includes you and your environment. So you'll experience those higher vibrations and the syncing of that energy all up together. And it can be kind of intense sometimes. All of these vibrational shifts and environmental changes will not only affect you physically and emotionally, but also mentally. And this sign that your angels hear you can go on for quite a while after talking to your angels, or even start after you talk to your angels. So don't talk to your angels and just forget the conversation, like it needs to happen right then. Continue to pay attention to how you feel, how you think, and what's going on around you. Watch for feelings of increased inspiration, motivation, drive, and determination to do things, to take action, to make a change where you may not have felt that before, or where you may have felt stuck or trapped or lost before. Now, all of a sudden, you feel this inspiration, this motivation to take action and ideas for changes, ideas that solve your problems or motivate you or give you ideas for the next steps that you need to take just pop into your head super clearly and seem almost obvious, even though you couldn't really think of them before. And you also might even notice that you have a better understanding of things, or you even know things that you didn't necessarily know before, or maybe couldn't know before. You just have this, all of a sudden, have an understanding as the angels open up the collective knowledge for you and possibly even help you tap into the Akashic records. Overall, the angels have opened your mind to help you go beyond what and where you were before and what you were previously thinking about. And some of these thoughts and ideas are actually coming directly from your angels. These are actually the angels putting those thoughts into your head or putting those feelings in you as a form of communication, directly communicating with you. And it can also be because your vibrations are higher. Talking to the angels raises your vibrations. Having angels around you, hearing you, thinking about them, all of that raises your vibrations. So you could be attracting these solutions and ideas to you. But it can also be because you're experiencing mental changes. So you're actually now thinking differently and thinking more positively and more optimistic because the angels are helping you with all of this, especially if you ask them to help you. You ask them to assist you with something, they oftentimes will change or help you change the way you're thinking. Obviously, as long as you're giving them permission, they can't just do that, giving them permission to bypass that free will. And finally, one of the best and most surefire ways to know that your angels hear you and are responding to you is an increase in signs and synchronicities that are occurring around you. So, like I said, your vibrations are higher and synchronicities will happen more often as your vibrations get higher. And there's so many possible signs that can occur, and such as, finding feathers or finding pennies, seeing certain shapes in the clouds, passing by a billboard that says exactly something related to what you were just talking to the angels about, or in a similar way, hearing a song on the radio that relates to what you're talking to the angels about. A very common sign is repeating numbers, and those are called angel numbers, if you don't already know about that. But angel numbers will happen a lot in response. So if you want to know about more signs, I have a blog post about signs of angels, of when they're around or when they hear you, when they're near. And I'll leave a link to that down in the description below if you want to read about that a little bit more. So the other thing you're going to notice is synchronicities. It's a surefire sign your angels have heard you and you've done what you need to do to be a vibrational match and communicate with them. This communication is now going back and forth. And synchronicities are just when life flows. The signs that we just talked about are due to synchronicities, things lining up. Synchronicities are things that are seemingly unrelated, but they line up in a meaningful way. So you might see the number 4 everywhere you go. When you go to the gas station, a receipt you get, a billboard you pass by, the time on the clock, or, you keep seeing this number 4, and then you may go look up the message of what that number 4 is, and it relates exactly to a question or a problem that you've been having. That's all synchronicities. So they seem meaningless or just coincidental, but they actually line up in a very meaningful way. So things, signs, circumstances, situation, all of it just lines up exactly the way that you want or need and provides answers that you're searching for. And that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you found it helpful for helping you to know what to look for, to know for sure that your angels can hear you when you talk to them. So keep looking for these signs and pay attention to how you feel, to your intuition. Trust what you see and trust what's going on around you, using more than just your mind and potentially your ego and your consciousness to think about this stuff. Go beyond that and pay attention and start trusting what's coming to you, because this is the first step to hearing your angels and receiving their messages on a daily basis. And if you want to learn more about how to hear the angels, connect with the angels, and receive their messages clearly, be sure to keep coming back, or better yet, subscribe and get notifications when I make new videos. You can also check out my blog, which I'm going to be adding a lot more content to after I finish this current book that I'm working on. I have 2 books about angel numbers, Angel Number Mastery, everything you need to know about angel numbers and what they mean for you. That's been out since 2018. And right now I am finishing up a magical course in angel numbers, opening the portal to angelic and spiritual communication. And that one is due to be published on November 11th of this year, in a couple months. So I will also leave a link to learn more about that book and all of my other books in the description below. Lots of links in the description below. As always, thank you so much for watching. I am sending love and blessings to you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.